Hi guys, welcome to TechBuzz. So Apple released iPadOS 15 developer beta on 7th of June and we have installed it on our iPad 7 Gen. So we will have a look at what all new features work on iPad 7 and see how does iPad 7 perform on iPadOS 15 developer beta. The size of the update is 3.46 GB and it took almost 1 hour for the update to install. If you want to know how to install iPadOS 15 developer beta on your supported iPad, then watch the video by clicking on the card on the top right corner. I'll post the video link in the description as well. So as you can see, my iPad is running on iPadOS 15. First thing that has changed in iPadOS 15 is in Safari. Safari has been redesigned, especially the tab bar at the top. It's quite small now and the open tabs and the search bar are now in the same line. Another new feature in Safari is the tab grouping. You can group all your open tabs into one and all these open tabs can be synced on all your other Apple devices. You can add a new tab group with different name. So this can be a very handy feature to keep different tab groups for your shopping sites and tech sites. One new important feature that has been added in iOS 15 is that in most of the apps you have 3 dots at the top center and by clicking on it you can use split screen for apps. A new drag and drop feature has also been added in some apps like Safari and you can drag pictures between different apps. So this can be really helpful while making presentations. Safari has intelligent tracking prevention, which prevents suspicious trackers from tracking your IP address. And it also gives a detailed report of which all trackers tried to track you from which website. A new shared with you section has been added where you can see the links that were shared by your contacts with you in messages or other apps. You can also use split screen by dragging any app onto another app in the multitasking page. So that's a good add-on in iPadOS 15. And just like macOS, now you have the option to add extensions to Safari. And there are many extensions already available in the App Store. So now you can use ad blockers in iPad as well to avoid irritating ads. Next new option is in the Photos app. The Photos app now has an I button which shows the details of the photos like photo size, location, and the device with which the photo was captured. This feature was introduced in Android phones 7 years back. Memory has a new look with new adaptive titles, transitions, and animation styles. You can also play and pause the Memories video, move to next or previous photo, or change the animations in real time. The app analyzes the photos and applies color filters suitably along with a matching audio. And now you can also choose music from Apple Music app, and it also suggests the best music which is suitable for your memories. Or you can choose any track manually as well. So that's all in the Photos app. iPadOS has finally got the app drawer, which was introduced in iPhones last year. It automatically organizes your apps into helpful categories like productivity and games, and for quick access, it's built into the dock as well. Some new widgets have also been added like Find My, Contacts, Game Center, App Store, and Mail. All have new widgets, and many widgets now come in a new larger size. And with a new larger widget size, you can take full advantage of the big iPad screen. Now you can place widgets among your apps on your iPad screen. Now you can also rearrange the pages of the home screen, and you also have an option to add or hide any page. One of the key highlights of iPadOS is the Spotlight, and it has been improved in iPadOS 15. Like when you search for a TV show, actor, or something else, you can see all the details here itself, no need to open Safari for that. And if the searched word is present anywhere in your photos, it will also be shown in the Spotlight, as iPadOS 15 uses AI text analyzing to do so. And if you search for a contact in Spotlight and open it, the user interface is slightly different, and at the bottom you can see the links and photos that were shared by the contact with you. So this is a great add-on feature in the Spotlight. In the iMessage app, if someone shares multiple photos with you, it is shown in a new collage format, and articles and playlists are visible in Shared With You tabs in News, Safari, and Apple Music. In the wallpapers, only new one wallpaper has been added, which I have already applied on my home screen. No new live or dynamic wallpaper has been added in iPadOS 15. Thankfully, unlike iOS 15, performance has not been affected on iPadOS 15. As you can see, this is the screenshot of the AnTuTu benchmark which I had taken before updating to iPadOS 15. And this is the score after updating. So the AnTuTu score has not dropped much. So that's a good news for this 2-year-old iPad owners. I'm using it for 15 hours now and haven't experienced any lag in the user interface. It's pretty smooth, but the multitasking page sometimes doesn't work. You won't be able to close your apps unless you restart your iPad. Maybe it will be solved in the next beta update. Battery backup is also pretty good on iPadOS 15. As you can see from the usage graph, it's normal. So you can go ahead and install this beta version without worrying about the performance and battery drain. Just like Safari, security has been improved in Mail app as well, and you can accept or deny protect activity feature. Nowadays, many hackers send spam mails, and while they are in your mailbox, they try to keep a track of your mails that are sent or received. So what this new security feature does is, it prevents hackers from extracting data from your email address and also prevents them from hacking your account. And while you are in split screen mode in the Mail app, it can be hard to read your mail in small window. So it has a new open in new window option. So that particular email opens in a big screen in the center. So it becomes much easier to check your mails even in split screen. Next new feature that has been added is in FaceTime. The user interface of FaceTime is slightly different, and now you have the option to turn off your camera while you are on FaceTime video. A screen sharing feature has been added, so you can share movies, audio, or just your phone screen with your friends with a feature called SharePlay. But it's available only when two compatible devices are over FaceTime. The grid view in the FaceTime also highlights the person who is speaking. You can also use special audio feature with background noise reduction called voice isolation or wide spectrum, so you can hear the person or the background noise perfectly. But the biggest feature is that you can create links of your FaceTime meetings and invite people. So people with Android devices can finally join on FaceTime via browser. And this was a really needed feature in the last couple of years. Next new feature is the focus mode, and you have 4 different options in focus mode: do not disturb, personal, sleep, and work mode. If you shift to sleep mode, the lock screen turns dark and only the time, notification, and focus mode button is present. So if a particular app or person was not present in that focus mode, then you won't receive the notifications unless you shift to some other mode in which they were added. For example, I am showing this feature on my iPhone, and like you saw, I had received the WhatsApp notification on personal mode, but when I shift to sleep mode, I didn't get any notification, and that's because this person and app was not added in sleep mode allowance list. You can add apps and contacts in different modes, and you also have an option to show sleep mode status in apps like Messages. Contacts outside the notifications you allow for a focus will be told that your notifications are silenced. Your status appears the moment someone tries to contact you in Messages, so they know when not to interrupt. So this focus mode can be really helpful to categorize your notifications at your workplace or while sleeping time, so you won't be disturbed due to unnecessary notifications. Some improvements are done in maps as well, like the blue route link is much bold and brighter now. And the 3D details of some places have been improvised as well, with better details for elevation, trees, buildings, landmarks, and more. The app also switches to 3D view automatically when you are approaching an intersection where there is a bridge, which makes it easier to find your way. Night mode has also been added in 3D maps with lights feature. Apple Music now supports Dolby Atmos with dynamic head tracking feature for AirPods Pro and AirPods Pro Max, so music experience will be much better on iPadOS 15. The most important feature of iPadOS 15 was live text that can scan text from images with live camera, and you also have copy option from an image, but sadly on iPad 7 it's not supported. So that was all about iPadOS 15, and you can try out this iPadOS 15 beta version on your iPad right now if you don't want to wait till September. As performance wise, iPad 7 works flawlessly on iPadOS 15 and you won't notice any slowdown, and there is no battery drain as well. If you enjoyed the video, do hit the like button. Also don't forget to click the subscribe button and press the bell icon to get updates on our new video uploads. Also follow me on Instagram on techbuzz.insta page and techbuzz Facebook page. We will be back with another video soon. Till then, stay tuned.